We're here at Kaka'ako Waterfront Park, in the middle of a humanitarian crisis. Homelessness is a common and widespread issue occurring in many places, not only Hawaii. But the inhumane treatment and lack of solutions provided by the public and the city is the real crisis. Although this crisis is not without opportunity for change and recovery, a different path must be taken from the one that our state government has been on in recent years. According to Hawaii's point in time counts, on Oahu alone, about 4,450 people are experiencing homelessness, majority unsheltered. 1 in 4 homeless report to have at least one mental health problem, and 1 in 10 are veterans. All individuals suffering from homelessness are uncles, aunties, brothers, and sisters. King Kamehameha I recognized this when he decreed Kanawai Mamalaho, law of the splintered paddle, that all innocent people, especially the elderly and the youth, be able to sleep safely on the side of the road unharmed. The law of the splintered paddle is a symbol of the state's concern for public safety as it remains in the state constitution today. Homelessness is an issue that we should be committed to solving, but the methods that are currently being used to manage it are ineffective and inhumane. Bill 37, passed earlier this year, expanded the hours of sitting in line restrictions to 5 a.m. to 11 p.m., leaving an overnight window of only 6 hours. Bill 73, which is currently waiting approval, will prohibit sitting in line within 800 feet of schools and parks from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. The power is given from the city to law enforcement to ticket violators and occasionally remove them from their position with allowed exceptions. Although it is stated that violators cannot be fined if there is not enough indoor shelter provided per individual, the state still issues tickets with the defense that there are empty shelter beds, not enough for every homeless individual, but less than the number of ticketed individuals at any given time. The city has offered no solutions, and it's only practiced punishment and relocation. Bill 37 and Bill 73 are just the latest of the long list of restrictions without solutions beginning in 2014. Law enforcement and violations only cause more complications for the lives of our homeless community. Uncle Mike can share with you a little bit about the troubles he faces on a daily basis in Kaka'ako Waterfront Park.
Hi, my name is Mike Bryan. Call me Brother Mike or now Uncle Mike because I'm a little bit older. And I'm the last one here in Kaka'ako. The people of Kaka'ako, they weren't all that bad. There were a bunch of families over here.
Yeah, everybody
Just
in
trying to
a
get by.
yeah.
That whole image thing that they did, they just exploited all of that. They just embellished. And they took one simple incident like with that Japanese couple where they got attacked by a young kid and all that, got cut up. And the kid was all high. He didn't know what he was doing. He was totally kind of lost. And there was an isolated incident. He's not even from here. He's from somewhere else on the island. He's here visiting the kids here.
Yeah.
But then they were picking that on us, making like that's a everyday occurrence or something. So they have to shut down the bathroom. It just made no sense to me. Getting people over hyped over something that really wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the papers really did do us harm. The mayor is the one man that I kind of just, he's the one that did this all just for his own reason of like getting this park. And he says that there was a problem here, which he declared the problem. He said that what the problem was and what they looked like. It was all from his words. And everything had to follow suit because he cut down the bathrooms. Those people are going to start shedding all over the place. So he says that's what they do. He's declared war on us. And he's done everything he could to make it very difficult for us.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the police that are harassing me, I have half of them that's
They understand.
they understand, what I'm doing, and I'm not really doing nothing wrong, but they have a job to do, And their higher ups are giving them their chance. It's all coming from City Hall. They're telling me I can't come back over here. He says, Mike, you're done with it. You can't come back. Well, you didn't tell me. Can I come back over here? He says, my rock over here. So it gets pretty frustrating because every day can be different how they're going to act, how the police act. One day they'll say it's okay to be like this, and then 2 days later they'll come back and say no, and they'll take everything you got. And when they told you could go there and you'd be safe.
Where are you going?
But that's one of their strategies is they arrest you for one night and they release you the next morning, and you go to court and all that. But then meanwhile your stuff is here, they take it off. So that way you have nothing to come back to. They don't want you to be here in the first place. And that's their primary tactic to do a sweep. very difficult to get your stuff back. Even though they know they can't tell me, they're telling me I'm gonna lose everything. They're gonna take my van from me, my dollars to be taken from me, I got all that to lose. You know, like I said, the sad thing is like just losing the culture, just being Hawaiian. It's, there's no aloha anymore. There's only oha. Oha don't give you nothing. With aloha, they give you everything. That's about just. It's kind of sad. I feel for kids nowadays and all that.
The United States response to homelessness is called cruel, inhumane, and degrading by the United Nations. Criminalization of homelessness violates international human rights law, specifically the Convention Against Torture and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. The Center for Law and Economic Justice, Hawaii Appleseed, has estimated that it would cost $76.6 million every year for 10 years, 2% of the city's budget, to implement permanent supportive housing and to end chronic homelessness. That equates to over $2 billion in savings. Salt Lake, Utah attempted this same strategy and succeeded in reducing their chronic homelessness rate from 2,000 to 200 over 10 years. Finland has succeeded in solving their homelessness in a strategy they call Housing First. They recognize that sudden job loss, family breakdown, severe substance abuse, or mental health problems are most often the cause of homelessness, and people are expected to solve those before they are given supportive housing. Finland has done the opposite and gives supporting housing first, solving health and social problems with either constant or limited support. Although this solution costs money, it is more cost-effective to aim to end homelessness than trying to manage it.